The undercard debate at tonight's Fox Business Network debate just wrapping up. 3 candidates making their case why each should be your next president.
Unlike another woman in this race, I actually love spending time with my husband.
The biggest reason that we're seeing the hollowing out of the middle of America is the breakdown of the American family.
There are a lot of people who are hurting today. I wish the president knew more of them. He might make a change in the economy and the way he's managing it.
Hillary Clinton sits inside government and rakes in millions, handing out access and favors, and Donald Trump sits outside government and rakes in billions buying people like Hillary Clinton.
They're out there talking about, well, we're going to provide free college for everybody. Well, who's going to pay for it? The 74% that don't have a college degree. Nobody's focused on the people who are struggling the most in America today.
Hot off the debate stage, Senator Rick Santorum goes on the record. Good evening, Senator. And Senator, what would you do to focus on, or what about the people who are struggling the most?
Well, as I said during the debate, we need to restore the manufacturing economy of this country and really create an opportunity for those 74% of Americans who don't have a college degree, those who are struggling to see higher and rising incomes. We don't need, huge increases in minimum wage that's going to unemploy a lot of people. We need a policy to get those jobs we've been losing to China and Mexico and India and bring them back here to this country. And I put forth an economic plan to do so. I have an immigration plan that's going to reward American workers so we don't have unfair competition coming in, lowering wages in this country. And then, of course, I mentioned, as you just heard the quote, we have to do something about the breakdown of the family in this country. We have to start rallying the forces of our churches and our communities and our schools and businesses and start focusing on doing what is necessary to bring moms and dads together to care for kids and give them stability in their life.
Let me go back to this whole idea of a college degree, which has now become sort of a litmus test. I hear it in many candidates. And frankly, as much as I enjoyed college really gave me no skill for any job. Maybe we ought to think, maybe we ought to rethink, whether college is really, truly delivering a service to young people. Maybe we ought to think more of technical schools. Maybe universities ought to be more responsible so they're not jacking up the tuition so that they get the huge debt. I mean, everyone says college is, so that's the big answer. I don't think college is the big answer because you don't necessarily get a job with college.
Well, Greta, you're absolutely right. I mean, what I've talked about is restoring vocational education in our schools across this country. There are 250,000 welder jobs available right now in this country, and we don't have people trained to do them. But you're right. I give an example on the campaign trail about someone, a young person wanting to buy a car. Well, you can buy a Toyota for $18,000, or you can buy a Mercedes for $70,000. Both get you to your job. And so why do we have to have $70,000 college degrees if a $19,000 college degree or a $15,000 degree gets you to your job? We need to start thinking in more reasonable economic terms.
And I know so many smart people who never went to college. I know so many successful people who never went to college, and yet all these campaigns are focusing on giving college away as though
that's me.
Well, okay, I mean, maybe not you, but I hear these things as though college. I just think we need to sort of rethink how we do help people.
People need to get to work. You're going to learn a lot more from getting to work than you're going to get from a college education. There's plenty of time to go back to college part-time and to pick it up along the way, take a little break. But going to work, learning those skills, learning to show up to work on time, learning the value of a dollar, learning how the society works and the business community works, that gap year or years is, I think, going to be more and more important. And I encourage, not just employers but schools to start saying, look, let's just maybe change the paradigm here, because what's working now is crippling our kids for their future because they're coming out with these huge debts.
And I don't want to penalize those who go to college, but I don't want to penalize those who can't either. Anyway, Senator, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
And the primetime debate action kicking off tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern only on the Fox Business Network. Now, if you don't know where to find the Fox Business Network, go to foxbusiness.com/channel finder. Or you can watch the big debate streaming live from Fox Business. I've even put up the live web stream on GretaWire.com, so you can watch it there at 9 p.m.